I read something recently that said, "You'll never feel ready because ready isn't a feeling, it's a decision." And that resonated with me so much because that's exactly how these last few weeks have felt. Between building a new branch of my creative business, keeping my knitting business on track, planning for creative camp, and meeting with one-on-one clients, all while still soaking up these last summer days with friends, life has been a full but beautiful blur. So come along for a few realistic days in my life, the messy and the creative, as I work, play, and keep chasing what feels wildly aligned. Thank you for being part of the journey. Seriously, the best way to start the day. It was so nice and cool this morning, and it's peak wildflower season. Actually, I think the peak might have been like a week or two ago, and that's like my favorite wildflower hike, so I'm so glad we caught them. But I have a couple friends visiting, so it was nice to take them on that trail and then work during the heat of the day. But I can't believe it's the last week of July. I feel like at the beginning of summer or like late spring, when I was doing all of my big picture planning, in my head I had pinned like, okay, by creative camp, like by early August, I want to have all these other things finished by then. And yeah, the summer just kind of took a life of its own, and here we are. So it's kind of like, whoa, we're already here. I cannot believe it. But this week, I knew that Wednesday and Thursday were going to be super filled with client calls. So I was like, well, Monday and Tuesday can be flex days and I can work on the stuff I need to, but also get out and go on the trails. But I'm excited to be having all of these calls. This week I have 8 of them, which has been really fun. Last week I think I had 7 or 8. So it's been a lot of just having these conversations with other creatives and small business owners. Not all of them have a business yet. Not all of them are necessarily crafters, but everyone just wants to build something that is aligned with their values and fulfilling and that kind of thing. So it's just been cool hearing all of their stories and getting to work through some of the sticky spots and all of that. And for me, it's just been really helping me learn what people most need help with, and maybe even help with figuring out what kind of videos I can make that are more helpful for the free content, but also just getting some one-on-one time with some of these people who have either been in the community for a long time, or, you know, I followed them or they followed me or whatever, but actually getting to talk face-to-face. So really, really fun. But the next 2 days, I do have a lot of calls, and then I actually leave on a little weekend river trip with a group of friends that we always go on. And next week is creative camp, so a lot going on per usual, but it's just summer, and I feel like every summer I'm like, whoa, what happened, you know? But it's also just letting yourself get swept up in it. And I used to wrestle with this guilt of like playing too much, or like feeling like I need to get more done, but then everything always is okay. And then I remember, oh yeah, that's how I planned it this season, where I can actually have more flexibility and do more of these things. And I knew that going in, but it is still just that internal like, that we all get, I feel like. I also need to put in my yarn orders, which means taking stock on what inventory I currently have and then what design collections I want to make for fall and winter, because fall will be here before we know it. I really cannot believe it. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job of working through my stash and getting stuff prepped, but I think now I have to start turning that on a little bit. So a lot of things on the to-do list, but I'm glad we got outside first, and now when it gets hot, I can just be here and doing that work.
Watching you was such a thrill. All that I could do was laugh. I couldn't hold it back. I couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it back. We were running on that open shore.
Okay. Finally finished finish writing my newsletter for tomorrow. I feel like always I have so much to say and I have to dial it back because it's an email and people don't want to read a whole thing. I don't know. What kind of newsletters do you like to read? I know for me, it depends on the person. I always like the ones that I can learn a little bit of something from, but I also want to feel like I'm getting to know the person that's writing, especially if it's another artist or creative or something like that. But I don't know, it's just been a really fun outlet, and I'm excited because I got this idea to do like this little worksheet that I'm calling the Summer Rewilding Trail Map. I feel like with August coming up, everyone's like, August means it's the end of summer, and I felt myself getting a little bit panicked about that too, but at the same time, there's still a lot of summer left, and fall is an amazing time for adventures too, so no panicking. It's more just how do we move through this with a little bit more intention, and it's like, what do we actually want to do with the rest of our summer? Like, what do we actually want to either do in the business, do outside, experience? You know what is crazy? So yesterday I made my first post and story on Instagram in the last, I don't know, several weeks. So it's been weeks since I've been on there. And I've just been trying to stay off. I think for July too, I was like, I want to lean in more to this analog summer. The crazy thing that I was going to share is that I noticed my screen time just from one day of making a post compared to the last few weeks of no Instagram or Threads. My screen time basically doubled. It's crazy. And so with that time, I was like, what could I be doing? You know what I mean? And I want to reframe that a little bit because the reality of being a business owner is you do spend a lot of your time on marketing. And even though as a maker, we have a very specific business because we are making our products, or if you're service-based, like you are actively working with clients or whatever, the marketing side of things, that's how you get those clients, get those customers. And so I think I even get bogged down with it sometimes too, where I'm like posting on Instagram feels sticky, even though I know what I want to say, I have things I want to say, whatever else. It's not even like the ideas aren't there, it's more like the act of being on the app nowadays. It's so interesting, but it's not time wasted in the sense of you are marketing your business unless you're spending just hours scrolling, right? But it is something to think about as far as like when we always talk about alignment and things like that, and I've been trying to reflect on this for myself, like where do I want to prioritize that time, given that there's less time? And I know I will have even less time when it's like the height of my selling season, you know what I mean? So, anyway, just my thoughts on Instagram. I've been talking about it for months about trying to get off of there, or at least more minimal, and I just took that last 3 weeks to take a break. But I think I told you yesterday that I'm working on like a couple fun worksheets that people will get if they come and sign up for the newsletter. And I think once we get more into fall, when people are more back into a routine, I do want to start more regular like craft and hang meetups in the Discord community and things like that, and just kind of have regular events. So anyway, I have 4 client calls today, so I need to prepare for that, and I really need to make my yarn order because the deadline to order before the prices go up because of tariffs is Friday, so I'm gonna work on that too. But first, just a little bit of quiet knitting to start the day. I listen to my Channy app and then we'll get going. Oh no, I just spilled my smoothie. Okay, 2 sessions down for today, and they both felt really good. I think the most fun thing is just, I think I've shared this before, but it's just figuring out in real time, like with different people's goals and stories, like how to help them and questions to ask that will help you dig deeper and uncover more clarity for yourself and really just help create a map for what that goal actually is, because some people come with very clear goals and that's great. Other people come like, I don't even know why I signed up, but I just wanted to talk it out. And then during the session, it's like, oh wait, yes, this feels really good, or oh my god, I didn't even think about that before, but yes, that is it. So it's been really fun seeing this happen in real time, but I have 2 more this afternoon, but I have a little bit of a break now, so I'm gonna eat some lunch, and then do a little bit of shopping for art supplies for creative camp. Well, calls are done for today, but I just went down the rabbit hole of brainstorming some lead magnet ideas for my email list. Part of it is because Creative Camp is next week, I kind of told my email list this week that next week I would share with them a rewilding trail map guide. And so I was like, okay, how do I want to create this? I think I actually really love this. Tell me what you think. My idea is kind of building this summer rewilding trail map. And I guess you'll be seeing this a while later, but right now it's like everyone's feeling this, oh my god, summer's almost over. I need to make the most of it, but I haven't yet, blah, blah, blah. But there's actually still a lot of summer left. And so the idea behind this is really just refocusing, realigning a little bit, and actually making moves on the things that you wanted to accomplish that you feel like you haven't gotten to yet. And also just to create a moment for yourself to actually reflect and to think about these things. And then you know how a lot of the time you get overwhelmed with all the things you need to do, but then the minute you write them down and actually are like, oh, I need to do this, this, and this, and this. That's it. It just kind of takes that overwhelm away. I mean, not all the time, but usually it does because it's not all just living and floating around in your brain. You're actually seeing it. So that's kind of the idea behind this rewilding trail map. And then just dispersed within it are just these little like mini retreat rituals or something that you can do. But I don't know. What do you think about that? I'm kind of excited about it and I need to flesh it out a little bit more, but hopefully I can get it done so that I can send it out in next week's newsletter and also get people to hop on the email list.
Where did the time go? How do we move so far away? Holding on, how much can we both take when life is an echo? I can't hear what you're saying when life is an echo. I can't hear what you're saying. Strong lessons burn brighter. That makes us two fighters. And what I'm asking tonight is, could we get back to where we started?
I love it when people respond to my newsletters. It's always so fun to hear from you, and it just like, you know, sometimes it feels like you're writing to a void or like you're sharing your soul. I mean, I guess it's the same with YouTube, where I do this too, where there's tons of creators that I follow and I watch their vlogs every single week, but I don't comment very often. But when you do get one, it's like, hello. Thank you for being here, you know. And then today I have a bunch more client calls, but it's my last day of all of the free sessions. But from here, I'll just have my booked clients. So the last few weeks have definitely been a little bit off my normal routine. I'm excited to find a new rhythm once I do only have the paid clients. And then really just figuring out how I'm going to do all of my normal day-to-day tasks, plus create inventory and manage client work and that kind of thing. But I officially chose all of the colors for my upcountry collection. So if you didn't know, I sell at 2 different shops in town, and they're both owned by the same owners, but they're very different vibes. So it was really fun to create a new collection for each of them that's different enough that, you know, there's no crossover. So it's a totally different yarn. Both types of yarn are ethically and sustainably sourced, but it's fun creating these collections, and I have like different tags and everything. But the last couple of years, I had the same color collection for Upcountry, which is the one where I do this style beanie, or like this type of yarn. It's like a plush Peruvian wool yarn. So I wanted to switch it up and do some brand new color palettes, and I'm really happy with the colors that I chose. So I'm excited to unbox that with you when it arrives. But yeah, lots of sessions today, and then we have our initial meet and greet for Creative Camp. Whew, that was my biggest day yet. I had 4 one-on-one sessions, which were all so lovely. It's been so nice meeting with you, I swear. Like, I've just been enjoying it so much, and people from all around the world, which is so cool. And just thank you for being willing to come and join me and share your story and be vulnerable. Tonight, there's actually a free concert in town. We have these regular free concerts in my community, and we call it the town meeting because everyone shows up. So I think that'll be a nice day to release the day, go hang out with some people. Well, obviously it was a lot of computer time, but you know it was a big day when my screen time looks like this. These last few weeks have been different, but in the best way, and it's been so exciting to finally see this new branch of my business come to life. What I'm building feels like it bridges together all the things that I love while still leaving space for slow mornings, making things with my hands, getting outside with friends, and doing work that truly lights me up. I never expected my business to unfold this way, and honestly, that's one of the reasons why I love being a creative entrepreneur. If you've been thinking about taking the leap on something new, making a shift, or going for a big change, this is just a reminder that you don't have to feel ready. You just have to decide to start. And if you want more behind the scenes insights and tips, join my newsletter or the free Discord community, or just come say hi in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. So here's to living wildly, making things, and soaking up every season we're given. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one.